It's Greg Merrick again. Haven't been recording a lot, but I had a good game here in my King Cobra, so I decided to record it. So I had side climbed over here to the a little bit north of the center advance, and because I like to cut bombers off moving towards these objectives, and I got lucky, and there was a nice big, juicy, heavy bomber for me to shoot my 37mm cannon at. And at first I wasn't sure I wanted to engage him. I wanted to see if anybody else was engaging him because I didn't want to lose my speed and altitude I was gaining here. But I figure since he's only a kilometer and a half below me, I won't lose too much if I dive on him. So I'm going for a sharp dive angle, and my shooting's a little questionable. And all I did was basically flame him with some 50 cals. I think that's the only thing I hit him with. Because if I would have hit his wing with the 37, I think I would have taken his wing off. So I was just waiting to see if that was enough to bring him down. I didn't see any more damage messages popping up immediately, so I figured I'd come back in for the rest. Now that damage message popped up, I honestly don't remember if I even noticed that. But I'm just lining up on this. He's kind of coming in at these sharp angles. If you come right behind him, their gunners can just pick you off. And I took the edge of his wing off. Actually, I think I hit more center in the wing, but oh well. Took him out. I did waste about 10 more rounds than I needed to there. 10 more of my big old 37mm cannon rounds. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Alright. No, so up ahead there are some bombers flying over below me here. Some attack aircraft, but I'm going to go ahead and ignore them for now because I know that these fighters were calling for help. So I let these attackers fly beneath me. I'm just going to ignore them for now. I could have easily dropped on them and taken them out, but I would have lost a lot of speed and a lot of altitude in doing so. So my real concern here is this Yak-3 because these things are much more of a challenge at high altitude. That's where I like to scrap anyway. The Yak-9 will be more of a challenge at low altitude, and as long as I've got the speed advantage, I don't have to play his game. Now, he's a lot more able to play mine. So I was trying to bait them to zoom climb and try to shoot me, and I was just going to climb away and let them stall out. But neither of them fell for the bait. So I'm going to drop here on this Yak-3, Yak-3. And he's turning. I think he's just doing a gradual turn at this point. So I've definitely got the energy advantage. I think he's just kind of baiting me in so he can maneuver. I'm actually kind of lining up to slot on his tail. There's no enemies over here for him, so I know he's just baiting me in. And he's gonna, there was some potential for a really bad head-on there, so I just ignored that, pulled away. And I'm just gonna use this energy to drop on him. Now I am not staring. I am not even seeing this King Cobra that's been lining up on me. I may have glimpsed him here, but he didn't look like too much of a threat. So this Yak-3, I had actually baited him. I forgot to describe it as it was happening. But I had actually baited him to chase me when I was gaining altitude. Took the edge of his wing off there, so I know he's pretty well out of the match. And also you can tell when you take the edge of somebody's wing off, you don't shoot them down, but they tend to basically just try to recover for the next several seconds, so he's not maneuvering, he's just trying not to hit the ground right now. And that King Cobra, that King Cobra is right over here. I didn't even know he was there at this time. So I'm just focusing on these fighters over here, engaging my, this bow fighter I think is about to get shot down if he hasn't already been so. So I was trying to back up him. Now this is the Yak-3 I've already damaged, so I know he's not much of a threat. He might be able to risk some head-ons or something like that. And I'm safe from this King Cobra without even knowing it, just because I was going so fast. This Firefly head-on, one of the other Yaks. I'm going to drop on this Yak here. Now, I do not believe this is the same Yak-3 I had fired at earlier, because the other one should be trailing smoke off his wing edge. And this guy's able to maneuver pretty well, so let's see what we can do. I really need to be leading my shots a little bit better than this. So I'm not gonna try too hard. I was gonna loop around and drop on it, but I notice now that this other Russian King Cobra is coming up behind me. Now at this point, there are 5 enemy planes against our 3. So right now I'm just gonna try to drop below this King Cobra. I did not have a head-on in mind when I did this, but I saw the potential for it because I didn't see him aiming at me. Fired a couple rounds, I got a lucky hit on his wing and I took his wing off. I got more fighters up here. I could drop on the IL-2, but he's no threat to me. He is no threat to me at all. Yeah, one of the Yak 3s passed below me. Just trying to line up on him. This is the Yak 3 I had damaged earlier, I believe. Still need to work on my leads. Now this might very well be the one I know, because I believe late in the match. Oh, there we go. I think that was actually a 50 cal flame. I don't think I hit him with, let's see how much damage he has on him. Because I do not believe that I had, was it Talik? Was that the guy? Yeah. Yeah, so that's just 50 cal damage. If that was a 37 millimeter hit on his wing, he wouldn't have a wing. These 50 cals are actually pretty useful to have on this, these King Cobras. It's almost a shame that the enemies don't fly as many bombers as the Americans do. And this being an American plane. So I thought I might be able to, oh yeah, so I wasted enough rounds on him. I think I'm down to about 20 cannon rounds at this point. But there's really, he can't outrun me, he can't outmaneuver me. All he can do is hope for me to try to do a head-on or something dumb or pancake, which I'm going to be more cautious. I'm going to be too cautious to make that mistake. Yep. Just nailed him in the fuselage, actually it says I had a crit to the fuselage, but I took his wing clean off. Alright, so right now, I wonder if I can even see this guy. No, I cannot. Okay. Right now I'm like, well, there's one more enemy fighter, and so I'm already really close to my airfield, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and line up for a landing, and I know some of the YouTubers think they have bad landings, but this was an awful landing. As you can tell, I'm basically failing to land at all. So I was just going too fast, came in at too sharp of an angle. I was going to come around here. I was going to go in for an even shittier lineup for a landing. When actually you can barely see it down here. But the guy whose wing I clipped earlier, he probably tried to land in his airfield and crashed. So that was that. And I really like this plane. This and the Thunderbolt are my favorite planes right now on the American side. We've been playing a whole lot of them. They're both real quick, both dive really well, and they both have really good armament. And the combination of those 3 things really allow you to tear people up. All right, thanks for watching.